deep runs, have a dominant ace, and the Reds absolutely have that.
Struck him out. 500 Ks on Hunter Green's career.
Hunter Green, one of the top elite pitchers in all of baseball.
Man, that swing tells it all. Devastating slider from Green. He is on a mission right now. Double-digit strikeouts for Hunter Green.
Every start, it just feels like he's dominating.
Talk about a feel for pitching. Here goes the bat. A dirty dozen. An ace finish for Green.
It's a much anticipated start tonight for the Reds. It's the return and season debut of Hunter Green following elbow surgery. Now, when Hunter originally went down, the Reds hoped they would get him back coming out of the All-Star break. But by Hunter's own admission, he's been ahead of schedule in the rehab the whole time, and here we are. He is set to make 2 starts prior to the All-Star break. Now, along the line, words like spectacular, bullpens where he's never looked better. His stuff has never been better. When Hunter went out on rehab starts, he set a goal. He didn't want to give up a single run in those starts. Goal achieved. 3 rehab starts, 14 1/3 innings, not a single run, 13 strikeouts. Hunter says he's checked every box. Physically, and he mentioned spiritually as well, that perhaps he's in the best spot he's ever been in his life. All to be unveiled here tonight. And a perfect time to do it, including he's about to unveil a new pitch, folks. A new pitch in the repertoire. We're going to talk about that as the game ensues. Perfectly placed on July 4th in front of a full house here at Great American Ballpark. To celebrate America, how about celebrating it in the best way with America's pastime? On the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. Happy 250th. Up next, we'll play ball.
To build it
For 250 years, America has told its story in many ways. Through great cities and small towns. Through generations that built, served, dreamed, and believed. And for nearly as long, there has been baseball. Passed down from fathers and daughters, mothers and sons. Baseball is truly celebrated from sea to shining sea.
Heads held high, the future is bright. They're truly seeing the best of baseball.
From sandlots and little leagues, the grand cathedrals filled with summer nights and hopeful hearts. The game has been there through wars and peace, through triumph and heartbreak, through moments that became memories, and memories that became part of who we are.
What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world.
Because baseball is more than a game. It's a thread that connects generations of Americans. And today, as our nation celebrates 250 years of history, we celebrate something else. The simple joy of a ball, a bat, a field of green grass, and the belief that every game begins with possibility.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Because while America continues to write its story, baseball remains one of the ways we tell it. Happy Independence Day. Welcome to baseball.
A poetic start to Hunter Green's return. Back to the bump, sporting the 4th of July unis. A big crowd on hand. An emotional rendition of the national anthem earlier with a helicopter flyover. All the pageantry the patriotism, the bunting is out. Lark, it feels like opening day once more.
Yeah, it certainly does, and I'm super excited to see this young man, Hunter Green, pitching. I had a chance to spend quite a few conversations with Hunter during his rehab when he was in Arizona, wanting to come here during his downtime, wanting to be with the team, and then going down to the minor leagues. And his mindset the whole entire time has been to dominate in his rehab, to dominate down in the minor leagues. And let's see him come out here and try to dominate today. I think we're in for something special from this guy today.
Went 14 1/3 scoreless on his rehab, about to strike out an inning. He'll take on a Baltimore Orioles team that strikes out a lot, that walks a lot. Gunnar Henderson leads it off. Adley Rutschman, Taylor Ward, Pete Alonso has taken him deep a couple of times. Samuel Basayo, Colton Cowser, Leody Taveras' series debut, Jackson Holliday and Blaze Alexander. They have flip-flopped 8-9 for Craig Albernaz. Lots of red, white, and blue in the stands. Happy 4th, everyone. Underway, comebacker gets by Ellie De La Cruz into center field. Base hit Gunnar Henderson.
And rightfully so. You got a guy coming back who has a big arm. You look for the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. You get it and turn it right back around. That is what you call ambushing a pitch.
A man on, 1 pitch in. The switch hitting Adley Rutschman. Jim Day, you teased it moments ago. Hunter Green has a new offering in his arsenal.
He worked on it in the off season. He wanted to add to a 4-seam fastball that has life, a slider that can be wipe out at times. Look for him to perhaps tonight unveil a 2-seam fastball. It's something that will ride into righties. He'll go away from lefties. If he can master a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer, we've seen how dominant he is already. Look out. We'll see if we see it tonight.
Rutschman doubled and scored. It was 1 for 4 yesterday. Light lead for Henderson. In your mind, Lark, how would a 2-seamer impact Hunter Green?
Well, a 2-seamer naturally has a little run on it, so I would assume it would be for those right-handed hitters to throw it inside to those right-handed hitters. That 4-seam normally kind of has a little cut to it, so it starts on the plate and stays over the outside part of the plate. The 2-seamer, if he throws it to the inside to the right-handed hitters, will run in on their hands. Be a really good pitch.
Might blow up some bats. Swing and a miss. There's the sharp slider. First strikeout in his first start of the year.
And when you look for the slider from Hunter Green, you're looking for that vertical movement. It's exactly what you get right there. You think a guy coming back making his debut, he might be a little too strong. So you look for that breaking ball not to have as much depth. That was a good one.
Checks on Henderson. Orioles did run a bit yesterday, including a double steal. Slider last year, used it a lot, dominated with it. Quite often a finishing pitch. Taylor Ward, base hit and a walk yesterday. He had one of those steals. Drives this ball high in the air, right field. Steer. The Reds tri-health defense. Steer joined by T.J. Friedel, J.J. Bleday in the outfield. On the infield, left to right, Suarez, De La Cruz, McLean back at second, Stewart, and Jose Trevino, Jim Day, behind the plate, sporting some special gear.
4th of July themed. How about Lady Liberty? 1776 on the shoulder. Solid.
Pete Alonso.
And I like this aggressiveness on both ends. Hunter Green being aggressive with the fastball and a lot of early swings from these Orioles. I like this. Hopefully that will translate into more length for Hunter Green into the game.
Alonso struck out looking, bounced into a double play yesterday. He shared after the game that he had trouble, as many do, Lark, with the sight line of the batter's eye this time of day, seeing the pitch.
Yeah, you can see that everybody else is in the shade in center field and left field, and the hitter's eye is in the sun. Kind of messes with your depth perception a little bit.
Front door breaking ball misses.
You want that batter's eye to be nice and dark. Everything else is dark, but it's not. Obviously, it's black, but picking up that ball is a little more difficult this time of the day.
Leday, glove raised, shading his eyes at left. Alonso fouls one back. And I think you make a good point there, Lark. The idea of the Orioles are hunting heaters. Green is aggressive in the zone. That's also where a good two-seamer that breaks late and tight can get ground balls and some quick outs.
Definitely. If you have confidence throwing it in a game, that counts.
And that is different. This is not rehab. 2-2. That's something Terry Francona spoke about before the game today. Yeah, that's not just for Hunter, it's for any player. You can dominate in rehab, and that has value there, but the game mound is different. The game box for a hitter is different. There's a different energy to it.
100%.
Two again. Runner goes. Now the Orioles walk a lot, and they coaxed 5 walks from Brady Singer yesterday in 5 innings. Reds bullpen only walked 1 rest of the way. In fact, retired 11 in a row to close the game. But that's part of what Baltimore does. Alonso having the highest walk rate year of his career. Runner off, and he fouls that one back. He and Green have met a decent number of times. Alonso's 2 for 11 against him. Both hits were homers. And look what he's sporting here tonight with that glare off the batter's eye. He's got the specs on, standing at the plate. Runner off, down and away. "81 straight games the Orioles have walked. That's the longest active run in the majors. The Reds also as a team have had the biggest spike in walk rate in terms of walks issued by pitchers in the game. Walks are up everywhere throughout the league, and ABS certainly is part of it. It is. But the Reds are up more than anyone else. A miss down to Samuel Basallo. Very impressive young catcher. 2-run homer the opposite way in the 3rd inning yesterday.
Yeah, he got a pitch up out over the plate. Got those big arms extended. He's 6'4", 250. Big young man with plenty of power. Here's that home run I was talking about. It's a sinker that moved out over the plate. And Basallo, I think he thought he had it, then he thought about it, said maybe I should run. He got out the ballpark.
He's been hot of late. His last 11 games, 3 of his 13 homers, 9 of his RBIs. De La Cruz checking in with Gunnar Henderson at second base. 2 shortstops sharing meteoric rises in their careers. Swing and a miss. And a few of these sliders have been really sharp.
Yeah, good depth, tight.
Two. If you heard the cawing before, on this 4th of July, they put up a giant American eagle wearing patriotic glasses, cawing for 2 strikes to get the crowd into it. Runners go. That is driven deep right center field. Steer going way back, and that is gone. Second in as many days for Basayo. A 2-out, 3-run shot. The Reds are down 3-0.
Now Basayo has shown the ability to hit the fastball. Brady Singer fastball out over the plate. This one was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball over the inside part of the plate, and he got to it. That is impressive.
Brings up Colton Cowser. Well, the Orioles got to green last year. Now, many of the names were different, but that was Hunter's worst game last year. April 19th in Baltimore, season high 5 earned runs. It came into 3 innings. They tagged him with 6 hits, couple of walks. He gave up a season high 3 homers that day. Oddly enough, the pitcher on the other side was Brandon Young, who's starting tonight. He was making his major league debut in that game. Cowser struck out 3 times yesterday, and he goes down his first time tonight. Reds have some climbing to do. 3 in the first for Baltimore.
So I hammer the rudder.
Back on Reds TV, presented by Bar S. Reds 9. Brought to you by St. Elizabeth Healthcare. Middle match of 3 on this weekend set against Baltimore. It's Elliott Sal to get it started. De La Cruz rides a 6-game hit streak. Sal lost an 8-gamer yesterday. J.J. Bleday, Eugenio Suarez, Nathaniel Lowe, Spencer Steer, Jose Trevino, T.J. Friedel, and Matt McClain. Many Reds have career numbers against Baltimore, something we'll get to as the game progresses. They dance with Brandon Young.
Brandon Young, another right-hander, 6'6", 230, predominantly fastball pitcher. He likes to throw the heater. He does have a split finger to go with it, but 40% of his pitches, it's that pitch right there. It's that heater that sits about 94 and 95 miles an hour.
And it's been such a different pitch this season. He has one of the biggest drops year over year in terms of contact and damage down on the fastball. De La Cruz, a base hit, couple of walks yesterday. His 4-seamer was getting walloped last year. It is a weapon this year that he loves to use up in the zone, particularly up and in to left-handed hitters. And the split he's toyed with, it's become a better pitch in just the last month. He is now using a Nathan Eovaldi grip that has lowered the velocity, increasing the separation in the speed. Tight heater for a strike. Fouled back.
There's that high heater up in the zone. That's the one he likes to go. That's the pitch that he gets the swing and misses on. You said up and into those lefties. That was exactly the pitch.
High and tight target. And this year, the league is hitting 181 against that 4-seamer. And after a so-so first 3 starts to the year, he did not break the year with Baltimore. He has been electric since the start of May. And that fastball just has some finish, and he spots it. Swing and a miss. To be honest, Lark, there's a lot of comps between how Brandon Young profiles as a right-hander and how yesterday's lefty Trevor Rogers pitched.
Yeah, Trevor Rogers is another guy that likes to throw that fastball up. We talked about the success they had against Mizorowski, and then we thought Trevor Rogers would be a great guy to kind of follow that up on. Well, the offense was obviously a little flat yesterday, facing yet another guy that throws predominantly fastballs at the top of the zone. Another challenge.
And now Sal Stewart having a brilliant rookie year, lost an 8-game hit streak yesterday. He did line out going 0 for 4. A miss down with the sinker. Faces all rookies in extra bases and ribbies. Driven toward right. Taveras on the slide. It gets by. It's fair. Stewart turns the ball. It looks like skip to the stands. That's going to hold him to a double.
He just keeps putting them out there. Sal Stewart is finding a way. This ball not hit particularly hard, but when you're grooving, it seems like just about everything you hit finds a hole.
Well, Stewart, the first Red to 20 doubles. Now J.J. Bleday, base hit yesterday. And Bleday smashed to second, stabbed by Jackson Holliday.
Well, you can't guide it. All you can do is hit it hard. And it certainly was hit hard. 102 off the bat.
Now a chance for Eugenio Suarez. He walked and lined out, was 0 for 3 yesterday. First pitch, left center field, base hit. That's a run. Stewart given the green light. He jogs in. A ribeye for Suarez. Reds on the board. It's 3-1.
Well, we see both these teams swinging early in the count. Gino not wasting any time, understanding a fastball is going to be thrown. He sits there, is aggressive, gets to it. It's a good answer to the 3 runs in the top of the inning.
Well, we teased it earlier. Some Reds have had their best days at the expense of the Orioles. Nathaniel Lowe stands in. First pitch miss. He's been in a power drought since the late stage of May. But there's promise when the Orioles are the opponent. Today's the Home Depot working on a win. 12 career homers against Baltimore in just 49 games. That's his highest total against any one opponent. Last saw Lowe Thursday in Milwaukee, went 1 for 4 in that game. He's the tying run at the plate. Suarez held on by Alonso. Third base wide open. They heavily tilt the infield. Check swing. No go. Cowser shading his eyes in center, and Lowe swings through a high heater. Reds get a run. Stewart doubles. Gino drives him in. This 4th of July broadcast is brought to you by USAA. Red, white, blue Saturday in Cincinnati. Reds trail 3-1, second inning. Hunter Green facing the bottom third. First pitch to Taveras, chops one. De La Cruz with the range, snaps it off in time to get him.
Really good play by Ellie De La Cruz. Knows he doesn't have a lot of time with Taveras running. Puts a little extra mustard on it.
You spoke in the first, Lark, about perhaps being too strong right at the start of a first game back. And that's not specific to Hunter. That's of anyone that can be in that spot. He was at 100+ on 11 pitches first inning. Most he's done in a single inning since April of 23.
Yeah, a little adrenaline, I'm sure. It's been a while since he's been out there on that bump. And just those competitive spirit. It just rears its head. Got to settle in. He'll settle in.
Jackson Holliday. 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice yesterday. Now, last year hit .242, set career highs with 17 homers, 21 doubles. Not nearly that kind of campaign. That started with a hamate bone injury. Well, shadows are starting to swallow up the outfield. TJ Friedl is still battling that straight on sun in center. Got his throwing hand in the air to give himself some shade. And a walk. So a running theme that you picked up on early, Lark. The Orioles seem to be hunting heater first pitch, but if and when they're behind, then they seem to be showing some patience.
Well, I think anytime you face a guy that's coming back, making his debut in the middle of the season, think about it. He is just starting. You've been with 200 at bats under your belt. Right? You're saying, all right, I know good and well he's going to try to throw a strike early, so I'm going to be very aggressive early. And then if he doesn't, he hasn't been on that mound, so he doesn't have his command. So then I have to be a little aggressive. So I'm looking fastball and only fastball early, or in a location and only that location early. And if he throws it there, then I'm being very aggressive to it. And if he does not, then now I'm going to question whether or not he has his command. And so therefore, after that first initial pitch, then yes, I become a little more patient.
Plays Alexander, career year at contact. 0 for 3, worked a walk yesterday. Also was robbed on a very nice play by Edwin Arroyo at second base. Top of the order, Henderson on deck. Check swing foul. Gino Suarez, Las Diaz catching up down at third. Such joy about that man. An in-between swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Green. Our Jake Sweeney Kia pitch tracks.
Well, it's a dominating fastball and slider. Cannot be indecisive. If you're indecisive, you get no chance at this level.
Back to Henderson, who singled first pitch he saw right up the middle. Later scored. Runner goes. Pitch elevated. Throw down. Tails. And went into the sliding Holiday, who has his fourth steal in as many tries.
Good jump out there on Hunter Green, and really no real chance for Trevino. See a lot of catchers throwing that ball to the first base side of second base on a stolen base attempt, because if Ellie does catch that ball, there's a potential to actually touch the lower half of Holiday before he touches that bag. So catchers, if you're going to miss to that first base side, meaning not throw it right on top of the bag.
Strike two. time for the batter, Henderson.
I love Gunnar Henderson's patriotic shoes that he's got on. Red, white, and blue.
There's a lot of little flair.
Yeah, I can see you sporting those, John. No, you know who would sport those? The genius.
He marched in a parade today.
Did he? Did he have a float? Was he on top of a float? Waving.
Princess wave. Oh, even he can't do it without laughing. Trevino away. Struck him out. Scoreless inning from Green. Jose Trevino, coming off a big day, will lead it off for the Redlegs. In tonight's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge, James McCoy from right here in Cincinnati wins a brand new built-in-the-USA Tundra if a red hits the Toyota Hit and Win sign. Register for your chance at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. First pitch strike. Brandon Young to Spencer Steer. Steer singled and walked yesterday, also lined out to center. That is smoke through the left side, base hit. So now Jose Trevino, subject of our Kia player profile. Spent a lot of time in the American League East with the Yankees, lifetime against the Orioles, 361, 4 bombs, almost 1,000 OPS, all career highs against any one opponent. He had a 3-hit day when he last saw the field Thursday in Milwaukee. Came 1 hit shy of his career high. His 3 ribbies tied a career high. Coming on a home run against Jacob Mizorowski in the 4th inning that blew the game fairly open for the Reds.
Yeah, it was a hanging breaking ball. Kept it fair down the left field line. I thought he, as well as all the guys in that game against Mizorowski, had a great approach, understanding that at 100-mile-an-hour fastball, you just can't go out there thinking yank it. And I think that Sal Stewart, I think, set the tone with that home run that he hit to right center field on a pitch I believe it was 102.5 miles an hour.
That's driven to right. That's twisting down the line. Fair ball, base hit. Steer storms through second. Tavares just now picks it up. Wave is on. Steer rips around third. He comes home, and the Orioles eat it in the outfield. Steer scores a double for Trevino. A 3-2 game.
This is exactly the approach that I was referring to, John, and I feel this is what collectively as a team needs to happen. See that flat bat to a fastball up, which is what Brandon Young likes to do. The only way you can attack that is stay flat through it, up the middle the other way, produces a double, run batted in. Good stuff.
Bunt foul by T.J. Friedel. That got a piece of Basayo. Well, how about this? In the last 3 weeks, the catching position for the Reds since Trevino returned on June the 14th. Between him and Tyler Stevenson, they're a combined 333 entering today. That's before that base hit. Couple of bombs, 4 doubles, make it now 5. 11 knocked in.
Trevino had that really good game against that last game in Milwaukee. But Tyler Stevenson has been swinging the bat exceptionally well.
Friedel rips one fair. Burns Alonso. Trevino given the green light. The ball kicks in the corner. Trevino scores. Friedel trying for 3. He's going to get there. Head first slide. It's tied. And the go-ahead run is 90 feet away with nobody out. scored a triple for T.J. Friedl.
And it's nice to see Friedl really starting to swing the bat well. We saw him go deep with a couple of hits in Milwaukee. The boys have taken that same approach. Now that time, obviously, with the runner on second base, you're trying to hit the ball to right field. Friedl does that, hits it hard, and showing the passion.
His first triple of the year, 17th of his big league career. Could they do it? The team has begun the inning single, double, triple. Could they go team cycle in order to rally from down 3 to grab a lead? Matt McLean is the man due up, who finds himself in a funk. 3 for his last 33, 17 strikeouts. He was 0 for 2 yesterday, but he certainly has the pop. He has 8 home runs on his season. Orioles, it looks like, are going to cheat the infield in some. Alexander's backing up at third, but Henderson and Holiday look shallow. Looked out of the zone. Oh, and 2. Struck him out. Ellie De La Cruz stands in. Struck out his first time. Infield remains shallow. Reds trying to snap a just forged 3-all tie. Infield slightly leaning for De La Cruz to pull. 0-1. De La Cruz, a base hit, walked twice yesterday. Has hits in 6 straight. 320 in that time entering today. Went down swinging at off speed his first time. That one hangs, and he lifts over first. The Reds take the lead. And now with the Reds ahead, Sal Stewart stands in with the big honor just announced. It's official. Reds rookie Sal Stewart is a Major League All-Star.
All right. Outstanding. I wonder if he knows. Oh, my goodness. Sal Sr., I'm talking directly to you. Congratulations, buddy.
De La Cruz goes, pitch elevated, throw down. He's running again. Took a couple yesterday. That's his 3rd of a series, and he's in scoring position.
Yeah, it's really nice to see Ellie out there letting it fly again. You mentioned it, a couple of stolen bases yesterday. And the threat is back. That hamstring, that ankle, feeling good, playing free.
A double already today, smothered by Basayo. Fouled back. Well, Brandon Young had only allowed more than 3 runs once all year. Got blown up back into the doubleheader by Houston end of April when he gave up 10 runs, 4 earned in 4 innings. Every other start this year, it had been 3 runs or less. Stewart lifts, and that's got some carry. Deep left center field. Tracked down deep gap by Ward. De La Cruz tags and takes third. That was off the end of the bat.
Just a little bit out in front. Good swing, but as you said, just off the end of the bat.
Well, the All-Star gets his teammate over. Now J.J. Bleday, who first pitch drilled a line drive out to second his first time. Snaps in for a strike. There's that split. Large walking lead for De La Cruz, left-handed hitter, so Alexander is playing essentially shortstop. Right from the start, this crowd has had some sensational energy today. Reds trying to snap a 5-game slide at home. Run scoring had been slight at home of late. But a 3-spot this inning. They were down 3-0 before they grabbed their bats. It's now 4-3, a chance to add on. De La Cruz at times is going halfway to the plate. We've seen walks go up for Bleday of late. He's been on base in 7 of 9. He's had some hard outs that have been mixed in. And he takes there for a walk. And another announcement just made. The Reds have a second All-Star. Congratulations to Chase Burns. He's going to the All-Star game.
That is outstanding. Wonder if we've ever had 2 so young and early in their career guys as All-Stars.
Genius is on it.
The genius.
There it is.
Jim's been waiting for that.
There it is.
You know, Burns and Sal have really become close friends as well off the field. So them going together, very special. We'll hear about it. You'll hear them talk about it coming up.
Eugenio Suarez, ribby hit. Came first pitch, first inning. Tapper, De La Cruz breaks. Alexander flying in, bare hand. Save! De La Cruz scores. For now, it's 5-3 Reds. Orioles are challenging. Basayo pointed immediately. Brian O'Nora at first base looked like he was about to go into a punch out and then signaled safe, and he's going to be
Baltimore challenging safe call at first base.
Well, this was a do-or-die play. Blaze Alexander has only one play, and he makes it. Yep.
This should be quick. 5 exclamation point 3, but a big inning for the Reds. They send 8 to the plate.
The call's been overturned. The runner's out. Baltimore retains his challenge.
Seesaw tilts to the Redlegs. We'll have word from All-Star Sal Stewart when we're back. Back on Reds TV, brought to you by Bar S. Reds have the lead. Sal Stewart's an All-Star, and he spoke about the honor.
What's your initial reaction to a dream come true, I'm sure?
I don't even know. I was just stunned, you know. I still can't even really tell you words right now. I'm just so grateful, man. I'm so blessed. Yeah, man, this is a dream come true for me, you know. When I started the season, you know, obviously everyone wants to be an All-Star, but man, I'm young. I'm just trying to make sure I play the best of my ability, but then being able to be here now, and man, this is incredible. Incredible.
When you say you're shocked, is it because you're a rookie, or what made you shocked?
Just about everything, you know. I'm young, man. I'm here trying to do my best, you know. I'm confident in myself, but I mean, I would watch the All-Star game with my dad every year. I called my dad, he started crying, man. You know how emotional he gets. Called my parents, but yeah, man, I watched this growing up my whole life. I watched all my favorite players growing up, and now hopefully a kid back home could sit down with their dad and watch me play and say that, follow my journey, you know. So I'm blessed. I'm obviously shocked because, I mean, I just didn't expect this, honestly. And yeah, I'm super blessed.
Were you able to go when it was in Miami?
Yes. Yonder was there actually. So, yep. And I'm telling you, every year I watched the home run derby and All-Star game. Everyone knew that those days me and my dad were watching it. So, yeah, me and my dad talk about everything in the All-Star game, the home run derby. He still thinks he can pitch to me. He can't pitch to me. I would never let him do that. I want to win. But no, I mean, we just watch the All-Star game together, like literally every year. So I just want to be a good role model, you know. Sometimes I'm human, I make mistakes, but I want to be the best I can be for a young kid watching me play, the same way the people before me gave me a good role model to watch. So I'm blessed, and I'm excited, you know.
You could just feel the emotion.
I'm going to tell you, that's the first time I've ever seen Sal talk where he really was shocked, because he normally does have the answers. I remember it was one time early in his development, and I told him his job in the offseason was to come back next year without all the answers, right? And that's the first time I've ever seen him talk with a little bit of shock, because he is incredibly confident, but I know he's also gracious and appreciative of the opportunity. Kid gets it.
Crack toward right, Steer. That's in the foul seats. You heard the question from C. Trent Rosecrans in there. Did you go into Miami? The All-Star game was in his hometown of Miami in 2017, and he referenced Yonder. That's Yonder Alonso, longtime mentor, workout partner with Stewart going back to his boyhood. He played or was a member of that All-Star team.
Yep. He also said his dad would not pitch batting practice to him in home run derby. I wonder if there's anything to that.
I don't know.
He said he's not been asked to be in the home run derby.
We're just putting it out there, Pops.
It's all fresh.
So, Senior,
yeah.
if you're even thinking about it, Senior, don't think about it, because it's not happening.
What if he asked you?
Nah. No. This is about Sal, and it's Sal's time.
By the way, you asked, and the genius, pause for Jim Day sound effect.
The genius
has already delivered.
Beautiful.
So the only times the Reds have had two players aged 23 or younger selected to the All-Star game, fouled away by Ward. 1960, Frank Robinson and Vada Pinson. 1959, the same pair.
Wow.
Now Chase Burns and Sal Stewart, teammates with the Reds.
Wow.
Right at the infancy of their major league careers, are going to the All-Star game. Opposite way, just foul. Ward never dropped the bat.
Well, that is outstanding. Very happy and proud of both those youngsters.
Ward fly to right his first time. A double by Rutschman that went the other way as the tying run in scoring position here. Strike 3 called. Our UC Health pitch tracks.
Well, Hunter Green looks like he's starting to settle in a little bit. Another good slider. Starts on the plate. Strike to ball. Always a good pitch.
Pete Alonso walked and scored his first time. That's driven to right field, down for a hit. Lead wave is on. They're going to test here at shallow right. Throw to the plate. Is there the tag? It is out! Steer to Trevino and Rutschman dead at the dish. The Reds maintain a 1-run lead.
Well, Spencer Steer shows his ability just about everywhere he goes defensively. Takes his time, makes a nice strong throw to the dish. And Jose Trevino, really nice job. If after he gets that ball, there's nowhere for Rutschman to go.
Hunter Green loves it. Lead maintained. Multiple dimes in the outfield for Steer this year. Nasty slider to Basayo, who walloped a 3-run homer in the first inning. Third base coach Buck Britton was trying to read that for a long time. He was hopping and sidestepping with the turning Rutschman. Another nasty slider. Buck Britton, by the way, the brother of Zach Britton, former star reliever closer for the Orioles. Struck him out. 3 breakers in a row. Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by St. Elizabeth Healthcare and the Young Family Cancer Center, a regional leader in cancer care. By your Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. For all Toyota offers, go to toyota.com. And by Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. Well, they just announced it on the big board. Sal Stewart, Chase Burns, All-Stars. Just got a nice round of applause by the fans here at Great American Ballpark.
Standing ovation from yourself and myself, the genius as well. When the genius gets out of his seat to applaud you, you know you've done something special.
Jim?
Yeah.
Where's the sound effect?
He didn't catch that.
That's like that's your thing. Man. There you go.
Nathaniel Lowe struck out his first time.
Just don't want to overexpose it, you know.
Oh, there's no such thing.
All right, I'll be on cue better.
Up and away to Lowe. And Basayo's got similar cleats on with the even underneath on the spikes. It's a metallic shiny blue and red. Twisting foul, third base side to the seats. Struck him out. That's now 4 for Young. He whiffed 8, a season high last time out when he held Washington to a couple of runs in 5 innings. That was on Saturday. Steer already has a dime at the dish. He has singled. He has scored. Alexander guards the line at third. Young, 27 years old, out of Lumberton, Texas. He went undrafted that shortened COVID year in 2020. There were only 5 rounds. He signed as an undrafted free agent out of Louisiana Lafayette. There is one all-time player, a name that baseball fans would readily recognize, pretty elite in his era, that went to Louisiana Lafayette. He had 2 nicknames that were related to that region. The Gator, Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry. Steer to right, and right at Taveras. Won the Cy Young in 1978, 4-time All-Star. Jose Trevino, ribby double and a run scored. Also got that tag down on Rutschman at home plate. Up the middle and off the backhand of Holiday. Back-to-back multi-hit games for Trevino.
You talked about the catcher's position being really aggressive. Jose Trevino, he is not up there to take pitches. He's been aggressive early. I think the biggest difference is the guys are swinging at strikes, making really good contact and even better swing decisions.
And Friedel fouls one away. Is that something that can at times be rhythmic?
Yes.
You can kind of have that feel, lose it for a bit, get it back?
100%. Absolutely. It's a discipline thing. You know, when you get tired mentally, you have a tendency to swing at more pitches because you're not as zoned in.
One, almost got him. Oh, nice stab in the stands. Friedel asks for time. Oh, Friedel went deep Thursday in Milwaukee, had a couple of hits, couple of ribbies that day. He has tripled in a run and scored tonight. Now that split last year was an 87-mile-an-hour pitch for Young. That's where it was living earlier this year. But since he changed to that Nathan Eovaldi grip, it's dropped about 5 miles an hour. Trevino goes. Friedel sends it in the air. Routine center. Cowser. Chase Burns, also an all-star. We'll get word from the pitcher when we're back.
This guy?
Chase Burns announced today as an all-star. We had a chance to catch up with him on the honor.
I'm sure you were expecting this, but still, until you hear that it's official, well, what's your reaction? How special is it?
Yeah, it's everything I've dreamed of. A lot of hard work's been put into this off season. Tito told me earlier, so I'm just excited. I'm just blessed for the opportunity.
Have you gotten to call anyone? Who was the first person you called?
I haven't called anybody yet. I kind of been keeping on the low, so I'm sure I'll call my parents here soon.
So you're telling us before you're telling your parents?
Yeah.
Do you want us to not tell them?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna tell them though here soon. So.
As a kid, what of the All-Star game did Sal said he watched every year with his dad? Did you have any kind of experience like that?
Yeah, definitely watched a lot growing up. It's just cool. Bunch of guys, future Hall of Famers that have been in that game. So I'm just super excited to be in it.
Face a lot of future Hall of Famers. How exciting is that to face some of the best hitters in the game, especially as big of the competitors you are?
Yeah, a lot of emotions. It's kind of scary. Got to face 3 really good guys, hopefully. But yeah, just try to get out of that inning and take in that moment and be thankful.
So darn cool. Chase Burns having a fantastic year. Generally, when he pitches, the Reds win.
Yeah, I feel like when you have a guy like Chase Burns on the mound, you feel like he's going to go out there and dominate every time. So you're not too terribly concerned with going out and trying to score 5 or 6 runs. And because you go out there relaxed, you go out there and you play well and you give him run support. And the two work together because he goes out there and he does dominate. You score runs for him. It leads to a lot of success. Just really happy for him and for Sal as well. And especially both those guys being so young. This is a very, very difficult game. Very difficult. And a lot of times young players get overlooked because this is a more veteran game. You got to prove yourself for multiple years. When you dominate as a rookie or you dominate as a young player, it is some kind of special, and both those guys are in really good spots. And it's the families that appreciate it the most. As a baseball player, it certainly is a wonderful thing. You don't get the time off. It is really, it's tough because you're playing every day, right? And then you get the time off, but you don't have any time off because you got the all-star workout, then whatever festivities. And it's really tough for you to be able to enjoy the moment, especially as a young player, because you want to do everything so well and you want to take advantage of and do great in the game. But I tell you, both those guys ought to be awfully proud because it is certainly a special thing.
Leody Taveras walks with 2 special talents. But a couple of base runners here for Baltimore at the start of the 4th. Jackson Holliday has walked and stolen a bag. He's about to stand in. We got Blaze Alexander, one of the Orioles' best contact hitters on deck. So Trevino's trotting out. Matt Tracy goes out to the mound. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm just thinking this is just a reset for Hunter Green. Just ask him how he's feeling. Remember, this is his first time back on a major league mound, so just calm down, give yourself a breather.
Brief word down from Big Sandy Superstore.
You'll find the best selection of the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Big Sandy Superstore in Fairfield and the Kenwood Shopping Center.
Jackson Holliday has no career sacrifices, minors or majors. Corners play in. He squares, yanks it back.
I was sitting and talking about Sal Stewart Sr. and he heard me. He said there's no way he would throw batting practice to his son, because even if it was like maybe an inch off the plate, it wasn't perfect. And Senior's going to hear about it from Junior. I think that's awesome.
There's so much personality there and so much affection between father and son. I had a chance to see Sal Sr. out and about when we were in New York, and I'm with my dad and my brother, and there's always stuff to do there, and you could just see the beaming pride that he had, and rightfully so.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Sal has been sensational. Bunt, yank back, gets away, runners move up. Second and third. Wild pitch.
Trying to negate that sacrifice bunt. Just yanked it a little bit too much.
Now Suarez still in on the grass at third. Now he's backed up, even with the bag. 3-1, first base open, but Alexander Green has struck out today. There's a contact man awaiting. Full count. The lead at 1, second and third, nobody out. Bases loaded. And it sets the stage for Alexander, whose contact gets even better with men in scoring position. He's hitting .370 OPS over 1,000 this year with men in scoring position. Some gear, it looks like, came off of Holliday, or the card. The back pocket defensive card. Well, Sam Moll is getting up and warming. The left-handed Henderson on deck. Going back to the 1st of May, the best average in baseball with men in scoring position. Green made pretty quick work of him, got ahead 0-2 and struck him out efficiently the first time today.
Early going to that slider. See if he tries to bust him in. Up and in is a good pitch because that's a pop up to the infield.
Driven to right field, base hit. Cowser scores, Taveras around, he scores. Holliday first to third. It seesaws back to Baltimore. It's 5-4 Orioles.
Thank you.
Well, he goes right back to the slider. Issue with the slider is it allows that hitter to extend his arms, and that's all Alexander is trying to do. I didn't like that call on that pitch. I liked up and in hard. Make him get to the ball.
Ball one to Henderson, who has singled up the middle, struck out and scored. He was Rookie of the Year in 23, won a Silver Slugger that year. His best season came in 24 when he was an All-Star. Runner off from first, pitch fouled back. He cranked 37 home runs that year. Had a nearly 9 WAR. That's single season Mike Trout prime territory. That's excellent. But the home run tally went down dramatically last year, and this year he's at 227, on base 300. It's not terrible, but he was one of the elite rising performers in the sport. Green having some trouble commanding here.
Yeah.
He's walked 4. He's given up 6 hits. It's the switch hitting Rutschman on deck. Lose Henderson, and you load him up once more. Britton in the ear of Holiday, the lead runner off third. That swing seemed to come simultaneous to a firework explosion in the distance. Every time I hear that, I keep thinking of Eagly from Peacemaker. Looks like Maul is ready in the Reds' pen. Ball 4, ABS powered by T-Mobile. Is it loaded? Is it the first out of the inning? Strike. Seventh strikeout for Green. Now Rutschman, who was doubled and struck out. He was thrown out at the plate by Spencer Steer in the third. A nice pick there by Stewart. Check swing. Did he go? No. As Diaz says, ball. It's a warm day. First major league start. Pitch count is around where he was his last rehab. Pretty high stress inning here. Runner off from first. Swing and miss. No throw. Alexander steals second. They're going to send it back here. Is there interference? Greg Albernaz out to ask for an explanation. On the backswing here. Yep.
I don't think he was throwing anyway. Look for the Orioles to put it on again. You figure Rutschman can handle the bat pretty well. Want to stay out of the double play, you got some speed on the bases.
Another dangerously low throw. Another good pick by Stewart. In the air left field, Leday. That's in the seats. Foul. from first. Pitch missed, down and in. Now a steal of second by Alexander. Infield sheets in. Payoff is ripped foul.
Another nice catch.
One hand snag, great body control, stayed in bounds. This will be the 28th pitch for Green this inning.
Still's got his velocity. That pitch there, 99 miles an hour. So his strength is certainly there.
Payoff again. Ripped over first, fair ball. That's a couple of runs. Holiday scores. Alexander around. He scores. Rutschman into second, standing a 2-run double. And the Reds down 7-4.
Yeah, another slider that just stays over the plate. Rutschman, like most lefties, like that ball down and in. Keeps it fair, gets it by Sal Stewart at first base. End of the day for Hunter Green.
To build it like Beckham, Behr Marquee covers in one coat so you can paint it like Paul, roll it like Rachel, and have more time to watch it like the Westleys.
Saturday night at the ballpark. Next Saturday, Reds face the Cubs. Fans in attendance receive a team baseball card set thanks to Cons while supplies last. Secure your seats now. Reds.com/tickets. First Reds game welcome in. Lots of kids, lots of family time here. First man out of the Reds pen, Skyline Chili, called to the bullpen at San Mal.
His 41st appearance on the season. He's been a workhorse for Terry Francona.
Taking on the right-handed Taylor Ward, who is fly to right, struck out looking. Well, some crooked numbers on both sides early. As a beach ball bounces in the stands down the left field line. And it got out of the field. Kind of felt that one coming. Not in the house. Not in the house. Go in the backyard.
Yep.
Oh, no. Oh, that's just, no, that's not necessary. Oh. The Las Diaz is like, yes, get rid of that thing. Just following orders, folks. Two and two. Still a lot of time to go in this game, but first start of the year for Hunter Green. Book still open as of now. 7 runs, 7 hits, 4 walks, 3 1/3. Orioles had a pretty obvious game plan to try to ambush first pitch fastballs today. But the walk certainly part of the concern as well. 3 of the 4 walks came around to score. That's something Baltimore does. They work a lot of deep counts. They take a lot of pitches. They walk more than most of the league. Chopper up the middle. De La Cruz on a big skip spin. Wow! That was a bullet. Our All-State good hands replay.
As a shortstop, you have to have your internal clock and understand how much time you have. Ellie De La Cruz, once he goes into the spin cycle, knows good and well he's got to put something on it. Woo. And put something on it he does.
That throw was almost 93 miles an hour. On target, off the spin. That's a tough play.
I'm telling you, the guy is special.
Yeah, a lot has been made, rightfully so. He's having a career year in all his offensive categories. What are you seeing defensively?
You just saw it. As I said, I feel like he's in a much better position in everything that he does. He's making better decisions, and he's playing free. He's playing with confidence.
Now, you mentioned internal clock. It seems like he matches what the moment dictates. You know, he puts as much mustard on the throw as he needs to get that runner.
You know, the thing about it is you can't ramp it up and then gear down.
Beyond Suarez at third, that's a run. Rutschman scores.
You have to be consistent in everything that you do, and the only thing that you do is ramp it up. It's just a slider out off the end of the bat right here, and just getting past Gino at third base.
That's going to close the book on Green. Basayo, the 9th Orioles hitter of the inning, has homered and struck out. So it's now 8 earned runs on Green. That ties a career high. It happened May the 5th of 22 in Milwaukee when he got tagged with 5 homers. It happened August the 20th against the Blue Jays when he was tagged with 5 homers. And it happened today against Baltimore. Wild cut.
I think the question about the health of the arm, it's been answered. Obviously, it'll be what happens over these next few days. I'm sure this is the first time he's gone out there and thrown with this type of intensity and adrenaline. But as I said, he was throwing his couple fastballs this last inning were 99 miles an hour. So the arm strength is there. Hopefully the arm health and the health of the body is there, so he can make his next start whenever that will be, and he can just kind of ease back into it.
He is coming off of the surgical removal of bone chips. And a regular season game is not a rehab game. In many ways, it's more akin to spring training at this point than it is a regular season. At least in terms of his, game experience for taking the mound today. Struck him out. All 9 come to the plate. Baltimore plates 5. Reds getting doubled up.
Canuck injury report to get Hunter Green on the roster. They had to designate for assignment Will Benson today, as well as option to AAA Louisville Chase Petty. There is a thought behind that, and the Reds trying to set up their rotation and figure out how they're going to get to the All-Star break. One of those moves that they also made is Rhett Lauder is now working out of the bullpen until the All-Star break, and then they'll get to next Sunday, and there's Lauder standing in the bullpen now, and they'll get to next Sunday and then regroup and figure out where they are. But there's a lot of moving parts at AAA and the big club right now, pitching on the pitching side.
Well, thank you, Jim. Matt McLean has struck out so far today. Up and in. And the Reds hoping that Chase Petty will be back sooner than later. A chance to really learn how to navigate life in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. Pitch back-to-backs. I know he was relieving here, but there are certain elements about life as a reliever that he's still so new to it. There are elements he can learn from that experience in AAA.
Sure he can. Is that what he's going to do? Is he going to be relegated to the bullpen, or are they going to let him start games, spot start games?
No, it sounds like working in relief, right, Jim?
Yeah, everyone thought, yeah, they're going to send him down to lengthen him out again as a starter, but they believe that he can help them at the big club level. This season, he had been primarily working out of the bullpen multi-inning, but he didn't feel it was fair to him to go back-to-back and learn how to do that with his arm, etc., at the big league level. So they are sending him to AAA Louisville with a schedule in mind so that he can pitch back-to-back, back-to-back-to-back, rest, and learn that part of it at the AAA level and not get exposed at the big club. They do believe he can help them this season out of the bullpen. I think we'll see him back here.
And Terry Francona shared with us his message to Chase Petty was, we want you back. So go down there and do what you got to do. But the plan is, you showed a good amount of something when you were up here. Strike one of De La Cruz, who was singled, stolen a bag, and struck out. And you know, Lark, you're around the minor league guys a lot. You work with them on skill development. It's something beyond the Reds that's true in the minors in general. Often the relievers are used on priority bases. There is a more structured, you're going to throw this day or this many times this week or in these situations. Hard to second. Holiday. Flip to Henderson. Double play.
Yes, there is some structure to what they're doing. And the question is, how can you help ultimately? How can you help at the big league level? Because every player plays to be in the big leagues. So whatever I need to do to get back here is what I'm going to do. It's nice when you have a plan and you stick to the plan.
Sal Stewart, team leading 20th double, later scored in the first. He has since flagged to left.
That ball by Ellie De La Cruz, by the way, was 109 off the bat. Smashed.
I feel like contact that hard or harder has been really common for him.
It has been.
And it's just a matter of time. You know, some of these have been on the ground or lower liners. He's hitting the ball that hard that often. Once there's a little bit of elevation to it.
Calls the ball. The catcher's challenger.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Kind of like that gold trim gear too. It is a ball.
Baltimore's got one left.
That looks sharp. Now Julian Garcia is up in the Reds bullpen. Full count. Chopper to short. It's Alexander coming in from third. Alonso stayed on the bag. Alexander has made a couple of nice plays, and his first baseman cleaned that one up well.
Well, this was all on the first baseman, Pete Alonso. Low throw in between, and he does stay on that bag. That's a great play by big fella.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by J.P. Morgan Chase, reigniting the American dream to expand opportunity nationwide. And by Bar S, America's #1 hot dog and the official cooked dinner sausage of the Cincinnati Reds. Moments ago, the pilots and crew of the UH-60 Blackhawks flew over during a stirring and emotional national anthem. Raucous chants of USA have erupted multiple times, including when those men were honored. Celebrating America's 250th. John and Barry here at the ballpark. Jim Day downstairs. The genius in the cloud or somewhere. No, he's right here.
The genius.
I knew he'd do it.
Lovely.
Julian Garcia in. That ball bounced and stabbed by Matt McLean. Got him.
Another great play out there defensively. Ranging far to his left, Matt McLean.
He's gone almost 775 consecutive innings without an error at second base. It's the longest active streak among second basemen. The 8th longest in the game in the last decade, the last 10 campaigns. And the second longest by a Red going back to 1900. Recently inducted into the Reds Hall of Fame, Brandon Phillips, the only Red second baseman in front of McLean, error-free.
And John, I know as a professional, just as a baseball player, you don't take your offense out there on the field defensively. But we're all human. And there's a tendency to get down when you're not swinging the bat the way that you want to. And to Matt McLean's credit, we have never seen that defensively. We've never seen it in his body. You know, he's a pro. And I think that's why it's easy to root for him. Just another nice young man, and he gets it as well. Hopefully he just figures out the swing, because defensively he is solid.
It's Jim Day solid. Jackson Holliday has walked a couple of times. He has scored. Jim, you also had a chance to chat with McLean about getting reacquainted in center field.
Yeah, because he hasn't worked there since he was a freshman in college and had a cup of coffee in the Arizona Fall League. He hasn't been able to work on technique. You need an off season or a spring training for that. So he's just basically using his instincts. You've heard Terry Francona say he has a knack for a nose for the ball. He said that same phrase, I have a nose for the ball. And he even went Spencer Steer, says, I'm just kind of like a dog chasing a ball out there, but using his instincts, and we've seen that he has them out there.
I tell you, watching the game in Milwaukee and playing center field, it looked supernatural.
So you know he can play second well. He's a natural shortstop and has filled in there a good amount recently when Ellie was hurt. Now you're seeing the center field skills as well. You know, admittedly, the offense has been incredibly inconsistent, wanting right now, but you know the potential is in there.
Yeah, I think it's value. He has a lot of value for this organization. I talked about him in a natural movement in Milwaukee. He just seemed so natural, and he just ran down this ball, turned on the gas when he needed to, navigated the wall. That's not easy to do.
Right to McLean. Multi-platinum country music hitmaker John Party comes to GABP Wednesday, part of the Ohio Lottery postgame concert series. Stick around after Reds Phillies. Enjoy a live set from John Party. Tickets, more info, reds.com/concerts. J.J. Bleday takes strike one. Happy birthday to Dan McIntosh. Tori says hello, and Tony says hello. 0-1. Soft away. So it's now the earlier stage still of third time through for Brandon Young. What are you seeing?
First two pitches soft. Maybe starting to pitch a little backwards. Another pitch. Splitter. Soft.
Bleday lifts. Alexander. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Eugenio Suarez. First pitch ribby hit his first time. Alexander made a nice play to take one away his last time. Young has been pretty pitch efficient. He has struck out 4. He has walked 2. Bleday on a payoff in the second. McLean on a payoff to begin last inning. And then a double play erased McLean. The Reds' runs largely came in a flurry to begin the second. Posted 3 in total on the inning. Long frame away. Contact for Suarez has been slight of late, but he's been walking more. On base a decent amount in the last week plus. On the edge, strike 3. Our champion Windows pitch tracks.
Well, Brandon Young just dotting the lower outside part of the plate with that heater. Most of the time he likes to throw that pitch up in the zone. That time, good two-seamer sinker down and away.
Check swing went too far. Strike 1 on Nathaniel Lowe. America celebrates its 250th birthday. Lowe at 250 on the nose. That's above league average. And consider that for most of at least the last few weeks, only the top 8 hitters in the National League had been at or above 300. I think 275 is the new 300. Averages are down across the sport. If you're at 275, that's more akin to that. Up the middle, handled on a spin by Henderson. Nice play. Reds in order for the first time tonight.
Now is the time to score.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Cheer on the Reds next Friday. They take on the Chicago Cubs. Stick around after the game. Spectacular post-game fireworks show presented by PNC. Visit Reds.com/tickets. Founding Father dance-off was had while we were away. Strike one, Blaze Alexander. 2-run hit, a steal, a run scored. He's also struck out. To short, De La Cruz. Well, Julian Garcia has retired the 4 that he has faced. Reds entered with losses in 5 of 6, 10 of 15. Trying to snap a 5-game slide at home. Well, Baltimore has been pretty dreadful on the road this year. They have a winning mark at home. They're 17-25 on the road, including a win last night. Strike one on Henderson, who has singled once, struck out twice. He has scored. Orioles bid for their first 3-game win streak in a couple of weeks. That's when they took down the Dodgers twice in LA and stayed in the city of Angels, or its greater regions more accurately, and then beat the Angels in game 1 of that series. Right to Blade. Brief word now from United Dairy Farmers.
Every summer, we make peach ice cream with big chunks of peaches at our dairy. And every summer, it's gone, just like that. So grab some peach before the summer's over.
Rutschman, couple of hits. He's doubled twice, knocked in 2, scored. We told you yesterday that Rutschman still holds the state of Oregon prep record, hitting a 63-yard field goal. Did you know he later also served as a kicker in his college days at Oregon State? He was a multi-sport man. But arguably even more impressive than his 63-yard field goal make in his high school days, November of 2016, they're playing the Stanford Cardinal. He's on kickoff duty. Stanford has a pretty electric kick returner who evades all of his teammates, and Adley Rutschman, kicker, has to make the tackle on Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, wow.
So he can catch. He's a switch hitter who does have a solid hit tool. He could kick.
And he tackled one of the best runners and running backs in the NFL, Christian McCaffrey, because he is a beast.
To short, backing up De La Cruz, smooth. Garcia perfect through his couple of innings. Reds down 4. They look to steer. Trevino and Friedel. Back on Reds TV, presented by Bar S. Reds' best offensive inning came when they played at 3 in the second. It started with a hard single by Spencer Steer. He leads it off here. Strike one. Two and one. Less fastballs, more soft stuff. The Orioles' lone lefty, Grant Wolfram, warms. Check swing. Appeal says he did not go, and Steer walks.
Thank you.
Jose Trevino, 2-hit day, ribby double, run scored. Curveball misses. Getting loose in the Reds bullpen. Brent Lauder preparing for his first professional relief outing. He had only started in both the minors and the majors. Hard foul. Tarps off crowd bringing the energy in left field. Trevino to third, hops up on Alexander. No play. First two aboard, a familiar formula to the second. That's a third base hit for Trevino.
Yeah, this ball was stung by Trevino. Comes up a little bit on Blaze Alexander. Call it the hot corner for a reason. No real chance to do anything but keep it in front. The ball bounces away. Smart not to make the throw.
First career back-to-back games with 3 hits for Jose Trevino. TJ Friedel tripled as part of that 3-run second inning. He's due up. It looks like the left-handed Wolfram will get the call. Might the Reds respond with a bench bat? Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by USAA, who proudly salutes our military who made America's 250th possible. And by Jake Swaney Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Well, the Reds threatening, getting doubled up 8-4. They've got 2 on, nobody out. The left-handed Grant Wolfram, the only lefty in the Oriole pen, is in, and TJ Friedel will stand in. He's got 5 sacrifices this year.
See if Friedel tries to lay this down.
Corners in. He swings and grounds the ball to second base. Holiday flip. Henderson double play.
Oh, you see, the Orioles thought that he might try to put the ball on the ground for a bunt, but just swings away right into the teeth of the defense. 4-6-3, easy double play.
Matt McLean has struck out and walked. Steer did get to third. Ball 1. Second base, Holiday. The Reds had 2 on, nobody out, failed to score.
For 2.
The Reds and Avocados from Peru have teamed up for a chance to win a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR or a VIP Reds experience. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit reds.com/AvoReds to enter. Entering the game out of the bullpen, first time as a pro, minors or majors. It's a relief appearance for Rhett Lauder.
It'll be really interesting to see how this works out. Most times when you see a guy go to the bullpen, his velocity goes up a little bit because he doesn't have to throttle it down and pace himself. Good efficient first pitch right there.
Gets Taylor Ward quickly. Now contends with Pete Alonso's been on 3 times, a walk, 2 hits, a ribby. He has scored a run. Alonso playing in his 506th consecutive contest. It's the 2nd longest active streak, topped only by Matt Olson, 868 in a row. Just outside of the 10 longest in the game's history. Of course, Cal Ripken with Baltimore set the record. His streak ended at 2,632 consecutive games, September the 20th of 1998. Now, Lauder appeared in relief twice in his collegiate days at Wake Forest. As a freshman in 2021, he actually made his collegiate debut in relief against the Northeastern Huskies, February the 20th of 21. 2 outings later, he pitched in relief against Notre Dame. That was 8 days later. Every other collegiate outing was a start. Came out of that pitching lab at Wake Forest, a first rounder for the Reds. Chase Burns concluded his college career there a year later. They were not teammates, but part of that same program. And Alonso's on for a 4th time. 0-2 to a walk. Basayo, 3-run homer. He has struck out twice. His home run, our StatCast 3D, Google Cloud.
It was a fastball up and in. It was an impressive shot by Basayo. He got to it.
Bombs in back-to-back games on the series. Yadier Cano pitched yesterday, is up again tonight for Baltimore. Off the end of the bat, Leday. It's a strong dude to send the ball that far when contact came that extreme end of the bat.
6'4", 250. Ball out over the plate.
Colt Cowser has singled and scored. He's also struck out, grounded out. Nice grab by Trevino. Cowser was runner-up for American League Rookie of the Year just a couple of years ago. Topped by Yankees pitcher in his division, Luis Heel. Two of them. Cowser does walk a decent amount, but he strikes out a lot, and the power and contact have dipped pretty noticeably. Fireworks are flaring all across the Ohio throughout the view beyond the outfield. Walks are a concern for Lauder. Of course, he missed all of 25 with injury, but his walk per 9 rate is over 4. That's high, and it's higher this year than it was a couple of years ago. Alonso aboard on a walk. 3-0 to Cowser. That's another walk. Brief word now from Big Sandy Superstore.
You'll find the best selection of the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Big Sandy Superstore in Fairfield and the Kenwood Shopping Center.
Leody Taveras has walked and scored. He's 0 for 2. Oh, and 2. Broke his bat. Lauder's got it. Scoreless inning. We'll keep it here on this 4th of July 2026. Let's listen in on America's 250th birthday to God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand, kindly remove your caps and face the American flag. Major League Baseball, the Reds and the Orioles salute the men and women of our armed forces, as well as those who serve to protect in our local police and fire departments. Please help us honor these brave men and women and all our veterans of service, and welcome retired Cincinnati firefighter John Winfrey as he leads us in the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
So I hammer the rudder and we go perpendicular.
Chase Burns to be an all-star, but Reds fans got the bonus plan. Sal Stewart, third set of Reds teammates to be selected as all-stars, age 23 or younger. We mentioned Sal's dad, Sal Sr., being happy. Well, in the same sort of way, Mike Napoli, who took Sal Stewart under his wings. This was earlier before the game, a hug. He has taken him under his wing at first base, taught him the ropes there, and at times has to get on him. Keep Sal in line as well. A fatherly figure to Stewart as well, and that was an emotional hug.
A pretty cool moment there. Thank you, Jim. Ellie De La Cruz, base hit and a steal. He knocked in the last Reds run of that second inning. Cano is still up in the Orioles pen. Now, could this be the last man for Wolfram? It's the right-handed Stewart, the left-handed Bleday. De La Cruz has been deadly on the right side this year. And he walks. And before Stewart even hits the circle, visit coming. And there's the move. Orioles go to Cano. Reds have a man on. Our Toyota game summary. Aside homer huge in the first. Hunter Green, first start of the season. 8 earnings in 3 1/3. Jose Trevino has had several really strong games in the last week. But the Reds are getting doubled up here. 8-4. Can they compose a rally? They go deeper in the Oriole pen. They saw him last night. Second straight outing for Yunier Cano.
Yeah, Yunier Cano is a sidewinder that throws the ball downward plane, looking for the ground ball with a runner on first base.
Stewart has doubled and scored. He's 1 for 3. Cano worked around a dribbling infield hit by Noelvi Marte last night. Retired the other 3 in the 8th. Did get a really nice play from Gunnar Henderson to help retire Tyler Stevenson. Pitch to Holiday. Henderson snaps it off, save. It's a heck of a job of the pivot by Henderson, period. And Sal able to beat it out for a fielder's choice.
Yeah, it's a high bouncer right there, so Jackson Holiday couldn't really come get it. And I talked about that internal clock. Gunnar Henderson put a little extra mustard on it, but not in time.
So 1 out. J.J. Bleday has walked, lined out, popped out. Bounced over Alonso, beyond Holiday. Stewart paused and then shoots through second. Bleday dig it for 2. Throw is there. Tag, he's out. Just a tough out to make when you're down 4.
Yep. Yeah, this is a double all day long. And that's what J.J. Bleday sees. He sees Tavares going over there, getting to that ball relatively quickly. Just the instincts kick in. You certainly don't want to make it out like that late in the game when you're down, for sure.
Single, 9-6 on the put out. First pitch, Suarez fouled. Ribby hit, ground ball out, backward K for Suarez. Could not retire Suarez. He reaches. Infield hit, scores Stewart. It's 8-5.
Another high bounding ball down the third base line. And that retreat from Blaze Alexander really puts him in a very defensive position. You come and get that ball, that's a very routine play. But the way he played it, no chance.
Well, 10th hit for the Reds. Now down 3. Nathaniel Lowe has struck out twice. He's grounded out. He's 0 for 3.
As a defender, you have to understand who's on the mound. Cano is a guy that's you're going to hit the ball on the ground just the way that he throws the baseball. So you got to be understanding that. For the most part, every ball that's been off the bats of these Reds hitters has been on the ground. You have to understand that, anticipate that. I feel like that backwards retreat, there was no anticipation on this ball being hit to me.
Upstairs miss. Pitching in back-to-back games. Cano had not thrown since Monday until pitching last night and tonight. Yesterday did go a full inning, something he hadn't done in a couple of weeks. Full count. Suarez will be off. He goes. And low walks. Well, Steer set to come to the plate as the tying run. Cano gets a visit. There is no action in the Baltimore bullpen. Cano has allowed only one home run all season. That came months ago in Kansas City in late April. One. Topped foul. Right to short. Step up to MVP status at the Reds Hall of Fame at a museum, presented by Dinsmore. Enjoy exclusive perks like Reds tickets, limited edition replica World Championship trophies, and more. Be a part of Reds history today, redsmuseum.org. 8-5 Reds trail. 8th inning arrives. 8-9-1 due up for Baltimore. Rhett Lauder strike one to Jackson Holliday. Holliday's been aboard twice with a walk. He has a steal and a run scored. That's whacked to left. Bleday on away. Looks like Andrew Kittredge is up in the Baltimore bullpen as Alexander stands in. 2-run hit, a steal, a run scored. Grounded sharply to second. McLean. A couple of quick outs for Lauder. Gunnar Henderson singled and scored. First inning. Got a base hit of the first pitch of the game. He has since struck out twice. He's lined to left. Lauder pitching with some tempo here. Well, the Tarps off crew just started the wave, and they're very excited about it. Look in, ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Close strike. The batter's challenging.
Orioles have 1 to lose.
Oh.
Don't often get access to that kind of reaction. Our Jake Sweeney Chevy pitch tracks.
It was tight. He tried to go right back in there.
Suarez. 1, 2, 3 for Louder. Now it's time for USAA Salute to Service. Celebrating America's 250th. Was that a time traveler in there? You saw the Revolutionary War hat, right?
I did see that.
Kind of looked like Shane Gillis in the crowd with a Revolutionary War hat.
Not there.
No, that's a different kind of historical vibe. Jose Trevino leads off. New man on the mound is Andrew Kittredge.
Andrew Kittredge is a slider sinker guy. It is 50% sliders. He'll throw a sinker and straighten it out with the four-seamer.
Right at the bottom of the zone. Sent to center. Tracked down by Cowser. Kittredge was part of a trade technique that we're not seeing often, but it's not as abnormal or as distinct as it once was. TJ Friedel Ribby triple run scored stands in. He wound up being part of essentially a boomerang deal. He was dealt at the deadline from Baltimore to the Cubs. Saw the Reds in successive days. Had one of the worst nights of his life when he gave up 4 runs against the Reds. Got 1 out. Was very good. Rebounded the next day. Friedel in the air. Deep right. Taveras going back. At the wall. The Cubs in November, when the offseason came, they sold him right back to the Orioles. So they basically borrowed him for the stretch run of the season and then sent him right on back.
And that's called a boomerang.
A boomerang. That's not by design necessarily, but if you had someone who's an impending free agent, right?
Yep.
And they like where they are and you like them, and you trade them, they're still an impending free agent.
Right.
So they could sign right back with you, but you could flip that person into some form of asset.
And I'm boomerang him right back.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
McLean has walked. He's 0 for 2. That's one thing I'm really interested to see, Lark, is how the trade deadline will be handled this year.
Yeah, I would assume there's going to be a lot of activity with not knowing what's going to happen in the 2027 season. I figure a lot of teams that have an opportunity to go for it this year are going to truly try to go for it. So I think you're going to see a lot of deals. I think you're going to see a lot of teams trying to be very aggressive to to shore up their team for the postseason that they know they'll have this year, not knowing what will happen in 2027.
Reds have 4 outs to work with, down 3 runs. Make it 3. McLean done on strikes. Reds go in order. The ultimate goal of an MLB fan, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile. The ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Visit MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps. Well, fireworks continue to flare all around. Good night for a misting fan. Some barbecue. Penn Station sub there. First pitch strike. Brett Lauder to Adley Rutschman. Couple of doubles, couple of ribbies. He's come around as well. Tyler Wells is up in the Baltimore pen. This one sent to left. Bleday, long run, gets to it right near the sidewall. Foul side.
Not a lot of room down these lines here in Cincinnati, so you got to learn how to stop quickly. Good route by JJ.
Oh, and 2 on Ward, who is 0 for 4 tonight. Up the middle. De La Cruz gets under his glove.
We've seen a lot of high bounding balls today. Ellie just gets a little too close to it, then tries to alligator arm it.
Scored a base hit for Ward. Now Alonso's been on 4 times tonight. Smokes first pitch into left field. Ward through second. Bleday gathers track. Stop sign at third. Standing double for Alonso, his 3rd hit tonight.
Polar Bear's been swinging the bat well today. Made a couple really good plays at first base also. Still getting it done.
They're going to intentionally walk Samuel Basallo. It's going to load the bases here for Colton Cowser. That's the 2nd career intentional walk for Basallo. 1 out. Reds cheat the infield in and angle hard for Cowser to pull.
Got the infield in except for Ellie De La Cruz at shortstop. He's behind the runner at second base. So he's set up for the double play. Everywhere else they're coming to the plate. Ball hit to Matt McLean. If that ball takes him towards second base, he'll turn the double play. If not, try to cut the run off at the plate.
Trevino away, swing and a miss. By the way, Pete Alonso, 8th time in his career he's reached 5 or more times in a game. Twice he's been aboard 6 times. Cowser has singled, walked, and scored today. Does have a strikeout today. He's got 4 of those on the series. He is very strikeout prone. Left field, Bleday. Bluff at third, throw to third. Ward able to scurry back. Oh, 2 down, and now it's Taveras, who has walked and scored. 0 for 3, did pick up the outfield assist when he got J.J. Bleday trying to stretch a single into a double. Jam pop. Suarez long run. De La Cruz with him. Suarez has it. Reds down to their last 3 outs. Down 3 runs. Top of the order. Due up for the Reds.
Score big with the deep.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Jake Sweeney Kia. Drive smart, spend less. By Bet365, where winning is everything. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Pie eating contest. Good old apple pie on this 4th of July. That was held before the ball game today. Fireworks continue to flare across the Ohio. Smoke is spilling into this ballpark. Second straight outing for Tyler Wells, seeking his second save in as many days.
Yeah, it's a matter of going with the hot hand. Tyler Wells has been good. 9 of his last 10 outings have been scoreless. As you mentioned, got the save last night.
That was his first save in 3 years. De La Cruz, who was the last out yesterday, gets a board and a ball that gets down to the gap. Takes a turn and holds. That's his second hit, his 3rd clean reach tonight.
A fastball up in the zone, and Ellie just puts this ball in the perfect spot. See the left and the center fielder, left fielder. Not good communication there.
All-star Sal Stewart doubled and scored to the 1st, reached on fielder's choice, came around to the 7th. Two and 0. Wells last night faced 8-9-1. He got Friedel to strike out. He got a ground out from Arroyo, and then the same from De La Cruz. He did not face Stewart, who was left on deck. Three and 0. Went over 1,000 days between saves. Now trying to make it back-to-back days with a bolt down. Walked it. Tying run comes to the plate. The whole infield comes in. J.J. Bleday has singled, walked, he's lined out, he's 1 for 3. Wells has been stingy on the road this year. He has had home run problems on his career. Gave up 25 in just 118 innings in 23. It's a whole different kind of rally, Cap. Bit of a revolutionary one. Soft away, strike 1. ticked foul. Time for Blade. Since Wells debuted in 21, he's thrown a little over 350 innings. In that time, only a dozen men have allowed homers at a higher rate per nine than Wells. Away. Blade pops it up. Alexander. Eugenio Suarez. 2 hits, each drove in a run. Reds have 2 challenges to lose. Orioles, as many teams do, play no doubles at third against Suarez. Alexander deep and pretty tight to the chalk. It wasn't that long ago. Reds were down to their last strike a week ago today in Pittsburgh, and Gino with 2 on.
2 strikes. 2 outs.
That was the difference.
Wouldn't mind seeing another one of those right here.
Driven to left center. On the smooth slide, Cowser. He's their best defensive outfielder. A well hit out for Suarez.
Yeah, this ball perfectly splits the left and center fielder. A little too much air underneath it allows Cowser to get there. See these center fielders go get that ball. Wow.
So now Nathaniel Lowe, who walked his last time, he's 0 for 3. Now Lowe's had his own late heroics. His 2 home run game, the only one he's had as a Red. Saw him walk it off against Kenley Jansen April 24th against the Tigers. Emilio Pagan is up in the Reds bullpen in case they tie it and force extras. Off the end of the bat. Henderson the call. Reds fall 8-5. The Orioles have secured the series. Cincinnati has lost 6 of 7, 11 of 16. The Reds are an outright season worst 8 games under 500.
Well, it was certainly nice to see Hunter Greene come back, and obviously the command was not there on his pitches, but The health of the arm looked like it was there. We saw 99 miles an hour in his last inning of work. And congratulations to Sal Stewart and Chase Burns on their first All-Star selection, hopefully of many. And happy Independence Day, John.
To you and yours, to everyone watching and listening, thanks for being with us. Enjoy that family time today. Reds post game still to come. 8-5, the Orioles